Hashtag Prince Harry's a traitor. DOD criticized for using Addicts Harry to PR for San Diego Warrior Games. This has been trending on Twitter all day, and they never trend on Twitter feeds. His appearance and speaking at the San Diego Warrior Games has garnered such outrage from veterans and families, much more so than the travesty at Pearl Harbor. I scrolled through some of the posts, and many posts of them tromping through a veteran cemetery with their camera crew in tow, of course. Young men used to happily enlist, but that's on such a downward trend now. I can understand why if Harry's supposed to be an example. Unbelievable that Army brass thought this was a good idea. Prince Harry has turned up to support U.S. veterans at the Warrior Games in San Diego in his first public appearance since his phone hacking trial in the U.K. The Duke of Sussex was seen grinning and chatting as he cheered on servicemen and women competing in events similar to his own Invictus Games. The royal spoke animatedly to families, volunteers, and staff and was obviously cracking jokes to those sitting around him at the event in Southern California. Later, he looked relaxed as he posed with veterans gold medal winners from the U.S. Special Operations Command, or SOCOM. Teams from the U.S. Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and SOCOM have been competing in sports including archery, cycling, golf, swimming, wheelchair basketball, and wheelchair rugby. Harry is a self-confessed rugby fanatic. It is the first time Harry has been seen in public since he returned from London, where he gave evidence at the High Court in his phone hacking trial against MGN. He was the first royal to testify in court for more than a century and returned to Montecito on Friday. Harry's on Invictus Games, which he set up in 2014, takes place in Dusseldorf this year. The event provides an opportunity for those who have suffered illness or injury during or as a result of their service to compete in a sporting event against the other nations. But earlier this year, the charity event's organizers were urged to distance themselves from Prince Harry after his insensitive Taliban revelations in Spare. Renowned publicist Lynn Franks said the Duke of Sussex's decision to share that he killed 25 soldiers while serving in Afghanistan made him look like a complete idiot. Harry's claims, including that he regarded Taliban figures or fighters as chess pieces during operations, prompted anger from the armed forces community who accused the Duke of bad etiquette. Ben McBean, the former Royal Marine and friend of the Prince, said such comments were unwise. Others said Harry had put people at risk. His appearance in San Diego came as the Department of Homeland Security has until Tuesday to respond to a legal claim to make Harry's U.S. visa paperwork public because it may show how he lied about his drug use. The claims were aired at the U.S. District Court in Washington last week, 3,000 miles away from the High Court in London, where he gave evidence hours earlier in the trial he has brought against the Daily Mirror's publisher. The case relates to the Duke of Sussex U.S. visa application in March 2020, which could show he ticked the no box in questions about drug use. Harry has admitted to using cocaine, marijuana, and hallucinogens in his best-selling memoir Spare and his Netflix TV series. If Harry found to have lied on his U.S. visa forms, then he could be removed from the U.S. entirely. The allegations were made by the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank which is seeking the release of the documents from the Department of Homeland Security under Americans' Freedom of Information law. Samuel Dewey, the lead lawyer for the Heritage Foundation, said the case could take months. The next stage would be arguing whether or not the documents themselves should be released.